Hello YouTube, I'm your Huckleberry, and this is the Bar Dozier. This lovely little knife is one that's been around for quite some time. It comes in at $20. So this is a budget folder because a lot of times I talk about knives like this, the Praxis, being a budget folder, and it's $45, or the Real Steel being a budget folder, and it's $55. So the Dozier is a true budget folder there. And let's get into some specs. We're looking at about a 7¼ inches in overall length. We're looking at about a 3-inch blade length, a 0.11 inch thickness on that blade there. We do have Aus 8 steel. It is a drop point style blade with a hollow grind, and of course it has the black finish on it, which is got a little wear and tear on it, which is okay. These are Zytel handles here, and it is a lockback knife. There are no steel liners there, so it is set up for right hand or left hand tip up carry. And let's get a weight on this guy with our AccuWeight scale. And we're looking at right about 2.3 ounces, so nice and lightweight. It is under that very arbitrary 1 inch blade length to 1 ounce weight ratio that I talk about. It is well under that, so that's good. At 2.3 ounces, it's nice and lightweight, and it is made in Taiwan. And let's get some size comparisons, shall we? We shall. Let's look at it against the Spyderco Shaman there. And there you go. Yeah, the Shaman is going to be quite a bit larger at 8 inches overall than the 3/4 inch longer than the Dozier, but also just a lot more robust, a lot bigger in the blade dimension, a lot heavier. It's just a larger knife, more robust knife than the Dozier. The Dozier's not really made for that, which we'll get into. Let's look at it against the Kershaw Mini Natrix. Now that's a pretty favorable comparison there. The Dozier is going to be a little bit longer in terms of blade and overall length. So there's a pretty, and it's going to be lighter as well, the Dozier. So there you go. There's that. Let's look at it against an old favorite, the Spyderco Pm2. Now there's a lot of color on the screen. It's not often you're going to see knives this colorful, but there's a lot of color on the screen. And the Pm2 is, of course, going to be quite a bit larger than the Dozier, more robust, of course. But there you go. There it is against the Pm2. Let's go ahead and look at it against the Benchmade large Griptilian. And again, the Griptilian going to be quite a bit larger in terms of overall length, blade length, all that. It's going to be a larger knife. And one more, let's look at it against the Kershaw Leek. So there's you a pretty good comparison. There's a pretty good size comparison. If you own a Leek or have handled a leak, that's about what the Dozier is going to feel like. It's very similar in weight. Very similar in weight, very similar in size. That's a good comparison. So if you've handled a leak, it is going to be lighter, just a little bit. But if you've handled a leak, you'll get a good sense of what the Dozier is going to feel like. So, all right, let's get into the pros and cons. So let's start with the pros as we usually do. One, this is a slicey blade. It has a nice hollow grind. It starts with a thin stock to begin with, a pretty thin stock to begin with, and it has a nice hollow grind, and it slices well. Using this guy for my everyday cutting task, I work at a flooring store. And so there are times where I have to cut carpet samples. There are times where I have to score and snap some vinyl or things of that nature. This performed very well. This did a good job with all that. It is a nice slicey blade, which is good. Came sharp out of box, which is always a positive because not all knives do. So that was a positive. It is a good slicey knife. It is lightweight, as you saw. 2.3 ounces for this guy. 2.3 ounces to a 3-inch blade length. It is, there we go. Always on camera. There it is. It is lightweight. I mean, this thing, you can put it in your pocket and you will forget you're carrying it. It's that lightweight. It's so easy to carry. It is so lightweight. It is a pleasure to carry this knife. It's very, very nice in that way. The fit and finish on it for 20 bucks is really good. There are no hot spots. This clip does not cause any kind of hot spot. It feels good in hand. The ergos are really nice. Look at that. I mean, for a smaller knife, a 3-inch blade, it's still, for me, with my extra large hands, a 4-finger knife for sure. In the hammer grip and in the saber grip, which are probably the two most common grips, it fits really well. It feels really good in hand. There, like I said, no hot spots. Everything is rounded nicely. It feels really good. The fit and finish of it in that term is nice. You do get kind of that little spot right there where the two sides meet up. You can see the line. You can't feel it, but you can see it. And you get that little spot there. But I mean, that's really nitpicking here on that. So, I wouldn't worry too much about that. The fit and finish is really good on it. Especially for 20. Again, remember guys, this is $20. It's $20. It's $19.95. I got this at Knife Center for $19.95. It's it's not going to get much better than that for $20. I've had $20 knives that I've had more expensive knives that have had a lower quality fit and finish than this, worse ergos than this. So anyway, moving on, handle texturing. I like that texturing. It is not so aggressive that is going to tear up pockets or anything like that. And they kind of do the Spyderco thing with the K-Bar logo on this side, where that clip kind of falls right on top of that K-Bar logo. It could be probably cut off a little bit earlier, but anyway, they kind of do the same thing. This is not going to tear up your pocket in any way, but it is going to give you a good texture and make for a good grip there. Give you a little bit more purchase on that knife. So I like the texturing there. It is unlined, which I like. It keeps the weight down. You don't really need any kind of liners with this knife. Like I said, this is not a knife you're going to take out and beat on. This is not a heavy duty hiking forest knife or anything like that. This is not a heavy duty knife. This is just a good general task knife, I would say, depending on what your general tasks are. That's different for everybody, right? But I would say for your box opening, breaking down, package cutting carpet samples, anything like that, medium, light to medium use, this is going to get it done. I would say for 95, 97, 98% of people, this would be the only knife that you need, and it's going to get done what you need to get it done. In your everyday life, just going through, it's a good office knife because it's not real aggressive in the way that it looks. I mean, because you can get, I got the black and red because I just liked it. It just stood out to me and I liked it. Another positive about this is that it comes in just a variety. It has a wide variety of handle colors and blade finishes. Well, blade finishes, it comes in, black or satin generally. But in terms of handle colors, blue, green, yellow, just all black, just, all kinds of handle colors. So you can probably find one that works for you. It also comes, there is a version with like a deployment hole instead of a stud. And it has a different blade shape. It's not quite this kind of drop point blade shape. It's more of a, I don't know, clip point maybe. It's more of a clip point blade shape. And so you have that option as well. There are all kinds of options for the Bar Dozier. You can probably find one that's, if you like the general design, you just don't like the color, I'm sure you can find one in a color and style that fits you, that you like, that is aesthetically pleasing to you. I like all the options. This jimping up top is really nice. It's good. It's not overly aggressive to where it cuts you, but it does allow you to dig in and gives you good purchase there, good control. And so it is very useful. That is useful jimping there. I like the knurling on the thumb stud. Again, it gives you just something really good for your thumb to dig into and texturing for purchase to open that knife. So I do like that. And I really like that this is a truly ambi knife. Now I'm right-handed and I'm only right-handed. So, but I do harp on ambi knives because we do have left-handed brothers and sisters out there that get the shaft a lot of times. But with a lockback design, which is an ambidextrous lock by nature, your knife should be an ambidextrous knife. And this is. You can flip that clip, and as you can see there, you can flip that stud and make this a truly, truly left-handed knife, which is great. I love that. If you're going to have a lockback, you might as well do that anyway, because a lot of times the problem with ambidextrous knives is the locking mechanism. You have to make it for either right or left. But if you're going to have an ambidextrous locking mechanism, then my goodness, go ahead and make the knife a truly ambidextrous knife. And that's exactly what K-Bar has done. You can flip that stud, you can flip that clip, and then all of a sudden you have a truly ambidextrous knife. The only thing that's going to be different is, the logo is going to be on the right side, but who cares about that? Honestly. So it's a truly ambidextrous knife. So if you are a lefty that's looking for an excellent budget option, may I suggest the Bar Dozier? May I present this to you? There you go. You got a lanyard hold there, which is, out of the way, unobtrusive for the most part. The clip, you're going to have about this much showing, which is, not a ton. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I could stand it for it to be a little bit deeper carry, but, because you're actually probably going to have about that much showing. But anyway, that's not terrible. I don't mind a little knife showing. So now there are some drawbacks here. One, and this is kind of a nitpick because you can get it without this paint, the black blade, but the black blade is going to wear pretty easily. Now, I got that from cutting carpet. And if you know anything about carpet backing, it could take the hide off a hippo. It really could. That carpet backing will tear anything up. It is rough. It is like a saw. It is like sandpaper. So that carpet backing will take anything off. It's a really good test for coatings. Now this is just, from what I can tell, it's probably just a paint. It's not DLC or PVD or anything. It's just a paint, which for $20, that's about what you can expect, is a paint. And that's what you got here. So, that is going to come off easily. That's just something you need to be aware of. I'm sure there's not many people cutting carpet backing, with this, but I do. And you're going to get some wear, which is okay. I kind of like the wear. I mean, I don't mind the wear, certainly, and I actually kind of like it. So that's why I got one with the black blade, because I like the black and red combo. It's just something that appeals to me. And I knew that it was going to wear because I knew that this was just paint, because there's no way that it could be anything else but paint for $20. And I knew it was going to wear, but that's okay. I kind of like it because, I kind of like the whole Boba Fett aesthetic of kind of worn and battle scarred. I like that. So I went ahead and got it because I knew it wasn't going to bother me. But if it bothers you, just get a non-coated blade and you'll be fine. I believe the non-coated blades come with either a satin or stone wash finish, but anyway, it's non-coated. The action on it, now, this is a lockback, so by the very nature of the knife, it's not going to have a great action. I have never yet had a lockback knife with just a stellar action. That's the nature of the beast when it comes to a lockback. It's just the way it is. Some of the Spyderco lockbacks are better than most, but in general, when you have a locking mechanism, you're going to sacrifice. You're going to get strength. You know, it's a good lock. It's a good strong lock, but you're going to sacrifice action. And this is no exception. Now, the action on it is okay. I can open it one-handed. I can get it to flick out there. But what I had to do in order to get that is I had to loosen up the pivot. Now, it's still, as you can see, it is going to favor the clip side a little bit because I loosened up the pivot. And what that also did was give it a little bit of side-to-side blade play. Now, I made my choice. It's kind of, you have choices here. You can choose to keep that pivot tighter and have no blade play and have it and keep it centered, but not be able to do that. You'll probably have to slow roll it out like that. And if you're okay with that, then that's fine. You can, you know, I can adjust this out to where there is no blade play and it is perfectly centered, but then I cannot flick it out. I cannot have both. I had to make a choice, and I made a choice. I prefer the action over the no lock rock, or no blade play. So I made my choice on that. You can make yours, but you know, it is a choice that you're gonna have to make, so just be aware of that. AUS 8 steel. Not a fan. Now, again, $20. $20 knives. But honestly, I think I would prefer 8CR13 MOV over AUS 8. AUS 8, it doesn't hold an edge. I've never had one that could hold an edge very well. It sharpens easily enough. Again, I don't sharpen myself. I sharpen very little myself. So I usually send mine off to get professionally sharpened. I let somebody else do that who knows what they're doing a lot better than me. But again, I talk to those people when I do send it off. I talk to other enthusiasts on the forums, on Facebook, on, you know, when I meet them. And AUS 8, for those who sharpen, is just, it's not a great steel. It's not a great steel. Now, is it worthy of $20? Yeah, probably. That's probably about what you can expect for $20. But it just does not hold an edge very well. So honestly, if you get this, I mean, you may get this to practice sharpening. I mean, that would be good because, you know, it's $20 knives. It's a $20 knife if you've never sharpened before. AUS 8 does sharpen easily enough from everything from everybody I've heard from everybody that I've talked to. I'll get it out there eventually. Don't worry about me. But it's not going to hold an edge for much of anything. So, I mean, this one has held up okay. It's still relatively sharp. Now, I haven't used the mess out of it yet, like I will, but I've used it a decent amount, and the edge is still there. It could probably use a stropping. I should probably strop it. But other than that, you know, I mean, but again, $20. Would I have preferred 8CR for $20? Sure. But AUS 8, it is what it is. You're going to get AUS 8 with this $20 knife. At least it's not like SOG, who have $100 knives with AUS 8. You got to be kidding me. But yes, they do. Go ahead, look it up. Look up SOG knives on your favorite knife retailer's website and see their prices and see what blade steel they have. AUS 8 is worthy of a $20 knife. It is not worthy of a $100 knife. But K-Bar understands that, and they're charging you $20 for this knife. So this is a, kind of in conclusion here, this is a really good budget option. This is better than a lot of the Gerbers that you're going to get for $20. This is better than a lot of the gas station knives that you're going to get for around $20. This is a good knife that's been around for a long time. It is a proven design. The Bar Dozier's been around for a while. So it is a proven design. It is a proven knife. And for $20, you're going to be, I think you're going to be hard pressed to find a better knife for $20. If you have $20 to spend and just want to get something that you can just absolutely beat the mess out of, you know, just use and abuse, get this. Get a Bar Dozier. It will serve you well, I think. Now, again, it's not a heavy use tank folder, but like I said, 95% of people, this is going to fit their needs. All right, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, give me a thumbs down. Comment down below. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like. Tell me what I can do better. Constructive criticism, always welcome. If you just want to chat, go ahead. Say, hey, Huck, how are you? And I will be happy to respond to you. And we can have a nice chat if that's what you want. I enjoy interacting with you guys. But whatever you do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I put out a new review of a new knife or perhaps piece of gear. And because there is a lot more to come. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do so much appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.